Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. In today's video, I am playing with this super cute new die set. It is the Blooming Circle window die. It's a two-piece die set. You can use the pieces in a couple different ways, and I'm going to show you those on today's card. So here you can see the two pieces separated from each other, and this piece right here is the gorgeous part of this die set, and I am going to die cut that out so you can see what they look like ready to go. Here is just the solid piece. This can be a background for your window if you want. And then I'm going to die cut the more detailed piece from this piece of ink smooshed background paper that I had in my stash. I thought it was really pretty for this particular die. So the die that extends on the outside of the circle, there are embossed lines that die creates. So if you want to use this die again to cut this out of your paper, instead of just leave it as a window on your card front, you can easily do that. You could even run them through at the same time if you knew you wanted to make that piece separate from your card. So there it is, die cut out with that outline die as well, and then you can layer the two pieces together. If you create your card as a window, you could still layer a piece behind it. You wouldn't have to die cut it. You could just put a square behind it. You could use this to make a shaker window, which would be really cool. I love shaker cards and unique dies that let me make a shaker. So here you can see these two layered together. I die cut that solid piece from some black glitter cardstock, but in the end I actually totally changed my color scheme. You'll see that in just a moment. So here is the woven mini slimline background. I love this. It's kind of geometrical. It looks like a little bit like a basket. Like, it's just a versatile die, and I love the mini slimline cover plate dies that Trinity has, and so this is really awesome to now have in my collection. So I adhered that to a piece of light purple cardstock, and I'm going to set that aside while I dress up my focal piece for my card. I took that window, I stuck it down to a sticky note, and I'm pressing that into some embossing ink and getting it all inky on the front. Then I'm going to remove it from the sticky note, that's the key part to this, and sprinkle on some clear embossing powder and just have the whole thing be like raised up and glossy. It is so pretty. I love doing this with die cuts, and here you can see the powder melting. And if you want to have even more of a dramatic look, you can emboss this again. You can start to see the shininess there, but I really wanted it to be like thicker, almost like having an enamel layer on top of it. So I embossed it again. You could do this a third time, like make it as thick as you want, but I was loving how it looked with the two layers, so I went with that. It just is really soft and pretty, and that's kind of why I decided to change out the colors. So I got a light yellow background to go behind that, and it really went with the paper that I used. So I decided to bring this paper back out and die cut Best Wishes from it. Now this die set is Best Wishes on your wedding day, but you can use just the word Best Wishes and really get a lot more use out of this wedding set than just one thing, which I totally love. So I die cut the shadow layer from some vellum, and then I'm just gluing the two pieces together. I love having a shadow layer for my dies. I think it's really fun. Plus, you can always use it without, and that makes it versatile. And I know we all love versatility from our products, right? Lots of different ways to use them. So now I decided this card might look really good with a frame around it. So I brought out this mini slimline die set that has 3 different size rectangles, so you can do layers, you can do frames, and I'm going to do a frame. I use the largest and the smallest of the 3 rectangles in this die set. I'm die cutting the 2 together, and that's going to give me a frame that can go all the way around my card front panel and just kind of draw your eye into the center of this card. So this is a really thin frame, so I used my precision tip glue, and then I was able to glue that in place, and you can see it just elevates it a little bit and draws your eye there into the center. So my floral window, I am sticking down with some foam squares, and then for my sentiment, I'm going to go ahead and glue that right down to my card, and again, just putting little dots of glue where the sentiment is and not on the vellum. But I wanted it to stand out a little bit more, kind of like that window piece, my focal piece. So I brought in some glaze and I'm going to go over the entire sentiment here. And that's going to give it that raised up, shiny look. Now you could do the embossing with it just like I did on the window piece, but it's very thin, intricate die cuts, and so it could be a little bit harder to do that. So I went with the glaze and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm adding some embellishments. I love all the rhinestones that Trinity has to offer. I went with these peach ones right here, Peachy Key. That's not the name of them. I'll link them for you below. And they're going to kind of pick up the color that's behind them or around them. So it really helps it to easily coordinate with my card. I had a little bit more left over from that ink smooshed background, so I trimmed off a strip of it and added it to the inside of the card so you could see that really cool pattern there when you open the card as well. So that finishes off this Best Wishes card. This could be for a wedding, but it could be for lots of different things too. So I actually think I will use it for a wedding shower I have coming up. So it is already designated as to where it's going to go. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. You can find more of Trinity Stamps on Instagram and Facebook too. I will see you all again here very soon with my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.